Currently, the community of cryptocurrency enthusiasts is buzzing. The Toncoin, developed by the CEO, plummeted immediately after the news of his arrest broke. Not to mention, many other coins built on this CEO's platform have also lost value. It is reported that French authorities have accused the CEO of facilitating criminal activities due to a lack of content moderation and insufficient cooperation with the government. French police believe that the above situation, coupled with Telegram's encryption feature, has allowed criminal activities to occur unchecked. This is also why the CEO of Telegram is considered an accomplice in drug trafficking, cyber violence, fraud, organized crime, or inciting terrorism. It is known that the CEO of Telegram is a very private person. He is truly an ideal model for many women, handsome, talented, and especially very wealthy. He holds for nationalities: Russian, French, UAE, and another Caribbean country. The unfortunate thing is that many women may no longer have a chance to reach him, as it is anticipated that he will have to serve 20 years behind bars before he is released. The question arises, how did Telegram come into existence? How skilled is its CEO that all governments are wary of him? Upon researching Pavel Durov, the CEO of Telegram, it becomes clear why he is dubbed the Mark Zuckerberg of Russia. To be fair, it's arguable whether Mark Zuckerberg could even be compared to him. Pavel Durov was born on October 10, 1984, in St. Petersburg to an intellectual family. Both his father and brother are highly intelligent individuals. His brother, Nikolai, was able to read almost like an adult from a very young age. By the time he was 8, he could solve cubic equations. As a teenager, Nikolai represented Russia international Olympiads in both mathematics and computer science, twice becoming a world champion in programming. Being born into a family where both his parents and brother excelled, Pavel Durov had no choice but to also be brilliant, even if it might not have been his preference. His parents, both Ph.D. holders in linguistics, made it unsurprising that he could speak nearly 10 different languages. However, the 3 languages he speaks like a native are Russian, English, and Italian. Because he was so talented, from a young age, Pavel Durov often had confrontations with his teachers. But unlike others who might discipline their children strictly, Pavel Durov's mother did not do that. She never sided with anyone other than her son and always defended him to the fullest. Perhaps being so pampered from a young age shaped Pavel Durov's personality, leading to the story of who he is today. He always wanted everything to go his way. He wasn't afraid of anyone. People had to listen to him. He never listened to others, even if it was the Russian Federal Security Service. To demonstrate the rebellious nature of this handsome young man, we should go back to his school days. Although he chose to study linguistics like his father, Pavel Durov had a great passion for programming. From a young age, he declared that he would become an icon of the internet. Of course, to achieve that, he needed to first make a name for himself in college. So he hacked the university's computer network and got his internet access cut off. But that was just the beginning. Later, Pavel Durov created an online library where students in his department could share study materials. This library became so popular that all students joined, sharing anything interesting they found with him. Most notably, a friend who went to the US for further studies saw the warm reception of Facebook's launch. This friend suggested to Pavel Durov to create something similar for the people of Russia to see how it would fare. Thus, VKontakte was born and became famous. Later, Pavel Durov's team was even invited by a venture capital fund to visit Facebook's headquarters in the US to see if they could learn anything from their competitors. However, they were taken aback upon visiting. They didn't learn anything new there. In fact, Facebook was curious about Pavel Durov's VK. The Facebook team then asked Pavel Durov how his social network could load everything so quickly. This left the Russian CEO's team flabbergasted. as they had fewer than 20 people, while Facebook's team had over 1,000 of the most renowned experts in the world. Yet, they still had to ask Pavel Durov's team for insights. This is proof that Pavel Durov wasn't just called the Mark Zuckerberg of Russia for nothing. His expertise led VK to become immensely popular. However, as with any growing social network, the downsides began to appear as user numbers increased. Using social networks to influence domestic elections made matters more serious than ever. In 2011, Mr. Putin and Mr. Navalny both ran for president, and of course, everyone knows who won. However, Navalny, who had undergone a 4-month leadership training in the US, claimed that the election was fraught with fraud. Therefore, he used the VK social network to incite young people to take to the streets and launch campaigns against the government. Seeing this situation where people would study in the US for a while and then return to use social networks to call young people to the streets was not sustainable. The Russian security agency intervened and demanded that Pavel Durov cooperate to prevent this state of unrest in the country. However, Pavel Durov did not accept this. He wanted people to have freedom of speech and did not agree with forced suppression. Doing so would mean no one would use his social network anymore. But the Russian Federal Security Service did not back down. They pressured Durov to provide personal information about the protest groups and to block these groups on VK. Once again, Pavel Durov refused flatly. He insisted that he would never disclose users' personal information to anyone, including the Russian government. This infuriated the Russian authorities. They decided to put pressure on Pavel Durov by threatening to fine him and even shut down VK. By 2014, Pavel Durov had no choice but to sell his shares in VK and leave Russia. He decided to live and work abroad. He then founded the secure messaging app Telegram, a platform he believed would better protect users' privacy. Telegram quickly gained popularity and became widely used around the world. With Telegram, Pavel Durov once again proved his skill and talent in building leading technology platforms. He is not just a businessman, but also a defender of users' freedom and privacy. With Telegram, Pavel Durov once again proved his skill and talent in building leading technology platforms. He is not just a businessman, but also a defender of users' freedom and privacy. Telegram, unlike other social networks, focuses on user security and privacy. All messages on Telegram are end-to-end encrypted, meaning only the sender and the receiver can read the content. For this reason, Telegram has become the tool of choice for many activist groups, journalists, and individual users who want to protect their privacy from surveillance. However, Telegram's strong focus on privacy has also sparked controversy. Some governments and organizations claim that Telegram has become a haven for illegal activities, including drug trafficking, cyber violence, fraud, and terrorism. As a result, Telegram and Pavel Durov have often faced pressure from governments to cooperate in fighting crime. However, Durov has always remained steadfast in his stance on protecting users' privacy. This led to the arrest of the CEO of Telegram in France on allegations that his platform had facilitated criminal activities due to insufficient content moderation and lack of cooperation with authorities. Despite facing numerous challenges and controversies, Telegram continues to grow and maintain its position as one of the world's leading secure messaging apps. Pavel Durov, with his creativity and determination, has turned Telegram into a powerful tool for freedom of speech and privacy protection, and that is something many users around the world are still very grateful for. However, the battle between Telegram and governments around the world is far from over. Pavel Durov continues to face numerous challenges from countries demanding that Telegram comply with cybersecurity regulations and provide user data when necessary. Nevertheless, Durov and his team remain steadfast in their goal of protecting user privacy and freedom of speech. Telegram has declared that it will continue to uphold strict privacy policies and will not yield to pressure from any government. This is a significant challenge for Durov, but it is also an opportunity to demonstrate the power of a secure platform that protects freedom of speech in an increasingly complex world filled with threats. We can see that Pavel Durov is not just an outstanding programmer, but also a visionary leader. He has used his talent and determination to create technology platforms with global impact. Whatever the future holds, Pavel Durov and Telegram will undoubtedly continue to be an important part of the ongoing debate over privacy, freedom of speech, and cybersecurity in the digital age. His arrest and the related allegations may open a new chapter in the dramatic story of Telegram and of Durov himself, a chapter in which the battle between personal privacy and national security continues to unfold. Pavel Durov has proven that he is not afraid to confront major powers. However, despite being a talented programmer, he still faces political and managerial challenges that may be beyond his capabilities. The story of Pavel Durov is also intriguing due to the contradictions in his actions. He wanted to leave Russia for a freer world, where he wouldn't be controlled by the government. But in the end, it was in that free world that he was arrested for reasons related to the very freedom he was defending. Regardless of the circumstances, Pavel Durov remains steadfast on the path he has chosen. He is still a symbol of resilience and freedom, someone who isn't afraid to stand up to any power to protect the privacy and freedom of his users. Let's wait and see what the future holds for Pavel Durov and Telegram. Although the road ahead may be challenging, it is clear that their story still has many chapters yet to be written. Telegram and Pavel Durov have been changing the way we perceive security and freedom on the internet. Whether we love or hate them, we cannot deny that they have made a significant impact. And whatever happens next, Telegram and Pavel Durov will undoubtedly continue to be at the center of debates on privacy and freedom in cyberspace.